Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chet.
I'm Diane.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Lyra.
And the star of the show, Cy South.
Hi guys, I'm Cy.
Oh, we are so excited. We've had you scheduled for I think a couple months now.
Yes, holiday season is wild, so I thought I would love to come on in January and just be able to be present and be able to give time and dedication, and I'm excited to be here with you and your podcast and your team. It's unbelievable.
Well, Cy is kind of a big deal in the hair world, in the wine world, in the art world. Can you give us a little bit of your background?
Sure. So I actually am a hairdresser here in the Phoenix Valley at Main Attraction Salon on 32nd Street in Camelback, and I have been there for 11 years, and it has been an unbelievable journey. I started from beauty school.
And you're so young. I mean, you're literally so young. It's incredible all the things you've done. But anyway, continue.
Thank you. I started at beauty school, went to the salon, and I've been working for them for the 11 years, and now I'm teaching within the salon, still full-time behind the chair, along with helping out as their brand ambassador and doing a lot of
TV.
networking and TV. And
She's on TV.
Yes.
Yes.
And
now a podcast. Look at me.
Yes. And you do transformations, and I was kind of talking about volunteering my Rachel and Chet as doing some transformations, but I don't know. What do you think? Could you transform his hair?
Transform into what?
A ginger.
No, I'm good.
Maybe some curls.
I'm not planning to be a priest and celibate.
Well, what would you
Intentionally
do?
do that to
If you were going to
myself.
take his hair, would you give him some highlights?
Probably
Would you...
frosted tips.
Oh, look at bringing back the NSYNC vibes. Okay.
Well, Brad Pitt. We could do some Brad Pittish
There you
stuff in
go.
there.
No.
Yeah. So every single hairdresser at Main Attraction Salon definitely takes time to do an individual consultation with each one of their clients. So it's actually based off of their features. So bone structure, your skin tone, along with lifestyle. Lifestyle is a huge thing.
Okay.
I mean, are you gonna do styling work, or are you gonna just rock it and long and it's a little bit easier going?
That's a great
So-
question, because if you're somebody that's just gets up and goes, or are you going to take 30 minutes to do the gel and fix it or blow dry it? That's smart.
Yes. So a lot of those characteristics of what details each person individually needs is what we try to tailor the haircuts for. And we do believe that the haircut should work with the hair, so that way it's a lot less stress about how you style it, about it being able to replicate the look when you walk out.
Do you mix the wine with the hair cutting?
We
Because
serve
you might
glasses of
cut somebody's
wine,
ear off.
complimentary,
Yeah,
and I'm
Okay.
sure we could try a couple.
Well,
different
okay,
ones.
so she is a second level som, which is a big deal, because
It is.
I know a lot of soms at restaurants, and
Most of them are first level.
they're first level. We just had a first level on.
First
Yes.
level.
Yes.
Well, I didn't say that.
Hey,
And
no
but-
shade on
but-
first level.
But there
You
are
gotta
some
start
great
somewhere.
second level ones. But what's amazing is this is not her. She's a second level som, but that's not her job. Her job is being this hair artist, and she's on. She does Diane's hair. That's how Diane's Cy, so great. Cy, so great. You should get Cy on the show. Cy is a som. Cy is an artist. Cy is on the TV. Cy. So it's so nice that we
I'm
finally
keeping it
have.
forever, you guys.
So where did
She
you
gets a
find the
discount.
time to be a hairstylist full time and a song?
Good question.
So for me, I truly fell in love with the wine culture, and I also used to bartend prior to my hairdressing experience, so I had a little knowledge about some different certificates that you could actually participate in. And
also prior to when you were in college, because
Yep.
you studied to be. Remind me your major.
So I started studying nutritional science with a minor in chem,
Yes.
and then
That's how she knows how to mix the colors. She's applying it to her wine and to her.
those studies that I did help, but I definitely became a hairdresser, and it now allowed me to take some of those chemical classes for compounds and different things with hairdressing along with winemaking, which kind of bridges a lot of that together. But I'm still a creative outlet, so I love being able to work with my hands and my brain. But back to the wine why and your question, I literally did this on my free time. I read the books,
Incredible.
I met up with different wine groups, I took some extra time on the coffee shops, lots of coffee shop time to like read and study. But
So
it's
where
been a
would you
good
get your?
journey.
Where were you reading it from? Like, was this on how to be a sommelier?
So I actively chose to go through the program for the Court Masters of America. It's nationally and internationally recognized.
That's the only one that is recognized. And we did find out how many masters are there.
There's just
269.
Sommelier
Wow.
master.
And how do we pronounce sommelier? Because I don't know if I'm butchering it. Sommelier.
Oh, you did well.
Sommelier?
Sommelier.
Is that how I say it? Stanford doctor. Let's ask the Stanford doctor.
No, you're right.
How do we
It is.
say it?
Sommelier.
Okay.
I said it wrong.
That sounds right to me.
Close enough.
So their establishment for the Court Masters is actually focused on your certification in the beverage knowledge, but they're hyper focused on hospitality and the service industry. So when you go out and you look at the different kinds of programs, because there's multiple different styles of like programs you can get your certification as a som, it's gonna really be what your focus needs to attend. They have WITSET, which actually focuses a lot more on enthusiasts, or if you're going to work as a retailer or in those kinds of mindsets. They actually are guided class settings, so there's a teacher teaching you what those steps are through, and different levels that help course like set you up. And then they also have tandem classes like sake classes or vodka, spirits, and wines.
Interesting.
So
We want to be a level 1 som, or start with that.
Yes, you should.
What do we do?
You have to narrow in what kind of program you guys want to be a part of.
She's like,
and
what
then get
bag do you
started.
slap? Show me where to slap.
So I chose the Court Masters, and for them, it started with an online course. I actually registered 3 years ago. It was the first time they actually had the program available online. So the Master Soms recorded themselves talking to you about every different region and every kind of law and different styles of the wines that you need to know, and they educate you online. Then you take an exam. It's 70 multiple choices, and it's 45 minutes.
Wow.
Okay. And what does
gotta
it
be
cost
quick.
to do
Yeah,
that?
that's a fast test. You better know your
It's
stuff.
super fast, and it's definitely,
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's a
Gotta
time
know
test?
it.
Wait a minute, it's timed?
yes, 70
Holy cow.
questions,
Mm.
multiple choice, and it's in 45 minutes. So
I would pay to watch you take that test for the last 10 minutes.
it's clock time. So when I actually registered to take it, I didn't know what to expect, and they it's like a proctor exam that and anybody takes online that they ask. They're like, can check underneath your table, can you look around, and then they're like, your clock's begun, and I'm like, oh wait, what, right now?
Yeah.
And she's like, yep, you're already a minute in. I'm like, okay.
Oh, so you don't just take it at home behind closed doors. You go somewhere to take it.
You can go take it, or you can take it at home, but the online proctor like asks to check your surroundings and things like that, just for
Okay, so if you
safety
take it at home, they
precautions.
want to see the
Yeah.
camera of what's around you.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the clock starts, and then as soon as that 45 minutes hits and you've done your multiple choices, it shuts the whole program down.
Wow.
Wow.
And then there's
No
a
checking your answers after that.
no, and then there's a ticking clock. It goes 10, 9, 8, 7,
Oh.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
So did you feel like it was pretty easy? Was it like boom, 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 boom? You're just like answering, or was it like, I don't know the answer to this one. I have to move on to the next one.
oh, girl, I had to study, and I still had some that I wasn't sure about. So I, they have it
It
set up on
wasn't
a
easy.
prompter.
It
It's
wasn't
not
So we need to
easy.
study and study before
Oh, yeah,
we.
it's
I
not
feel
easy.
like
Okay.
they
It's
try and do like trick questions, like same word but different answer. You know what I mean?
So with your level 2 knowledge, tell
Yeah.
us about this first bottle we're drinking. Is this good or is this just...
Well, it has to be great, right? You brought it.
Well, no, it might be...
Oh,
no,
I
this
like
is
this.
the, no, this is the
Cheers.
first one I grabbed off the shelf. I'm like,
Well,
the
okay, I
ones you
want
should try. I don't know that it's good.
Okay, so
It
our
tastes
listeners,
decent so far, but
so our
if
listeners need
you're
to know.
a level
this is-
2 might think this is donkey piss. you
Hold,
know?
hold
You
on.
never
I
know.
think that our listeners need to know that we came here
you smell it?
to learn all about Psy, South, and
I see
her
what
art of art with
Her
her
art of
paintings,
art?
her art of art with her paintings, art of art with her hair, and art of art with her being a level 2 som, but a sommelier. But it was super cute. Chet, being a gentleman, showed up with his own surprise of wine, which is
Oh.
so gentlemanly because he wasn't asked to bring anything. and
Wow,
we were only going to be drinking Spanish
It's
wines
just
and talking about our
There
Spanish
happened to be
trips.
a bottle in my fridge. I was like, I want to share this with everybody.
But that's sweet.
not
That's
that-
really nice.
That is
He's
nice.
a
Just
true
trying to get
gentleman.
rid of it.
He's always
Very
been that way.
sweet.
He's a true
Glad I
gentleman.
could
Yes.
contribute that.
So thank you. So
Yes, thank you.
So we're. What do you think of this?
I think it's really crisp and refreshing. I
Mhm.
always love a good bubbly to get started with. It cleanses the palate, and it
Mm.
really
That's
does
what
go
you
with
say.
a
Mhm.
lot of different varieties of different foods that you can actually intertwine. Why did you choose this one? You just grabbed it, or is there something special about it?
Well, I saw that it was actually from France and Méthode Traditionnelle, which we learned was like the original way to make champagne. So it's gonna be properly made and probably smaller batch than just some massive operation one. So probably a higher chance of being quality. And then it was just like a $25 bottle, but that price point usually it's gonna be pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
I agree.
We agree.
Yeah,
I
and it
think that's
actually tastes
excellent.
really good. So
It is
It
excellent.
was a
We
good
love it.
random pull, but it was on
Where is
AJ's has a pretty solid wine section, and they have like bottles that they have, a few dollars off for trying to get people to try it. So it was on that wall, so I just grabbed it. Oh, and it was because it was right before New Year's Eve. It was in case I brought people back from this concert. Don't pour the whole thing
Oh,
out.
okay. Sorry. Okay.
But it was in case I brought people back from the concert, so we'd have a bottle of pop. So
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
I love a
go.
great celebration.
yeah.
But I think the beautiful thing about wine is if you love it individually, that's the only thing that really matters, and that it's important
Mhm.
about how those memories, like we can open this tomorrow by yourself and I'm sure it's not going to be as exciting as like pride and joy and excitement because
Mhm.
you're not celebrating the same way. So when
And
you're
sharing it.
opening it,
Mhm.
there's emotions happening shared between and the energy that's going on between that, along with just the oh, okay, thank you. All right. I think that those are very special things that tailor to everybody that you can't always nail as a somm expert or anything in that space, because sometimes you can't recreate those things even if you take the same bottle home, but you get those memories.
So
That's
true.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
I love
memory.
rosés that
I
are
love
crisp too, or
that.
any
Yeah.
type of
Sense.
sparkling wine that's crisp. I don't
Yes.
like when it's sweet or I don't know.
Oh, we
uncrisp.
already talked about you're gonna be marrying a pork girl.
No, no pork or porkies. No.
It's interesting that you said that about the experience of wine, because I myself, like, if I ever tried a sip of wine
Mhm.
by myself, I would probably not like it. I'm not a huge fan of wine. The flavor itself, I'm not necessarily drawn to, but I will every now and then share a glass if I'm in the right setting.
I don't know,
I'm
I think
like,
you're
hey,
being
this isn't half bad. I like
You're
it.
being
And she enjoys
closed-minded.
it.
But
You're
it's
being
just
kind
about
of,
sharing it with others. That's the only setting that I'd really enjoy it with.
but you're being
Yes.
closed-minded because
Mhm.
wine has the biggest differential of taste from different types of wine, other types of wine. Like compared to, how some tequilas are good and some are bad.
Right.
The range for wine is way bigger. So there's probably a wine out there that you would really like that you just haven't tried yet.
Oh, there is. I've only tried one sip of wine that I actually enjoyed in my whole life, and it was from North Italia. It was it was the owner Vito's birthday, and he opened up this special bottle
That
from
was
his
over
home
$1,000.
in Puglia, Italy, and
Yes.
it was
Yes.
insane. I tried it,
Yes.
and I was like, "Oh, this is what wine is
So
supposed
did
to
you
be."
find out
I
what
don't know
type
what
of
the other
bottle that
stuff
was,
is.
and you could find something similar to
It's
it?
a
It's
couple
not $1,000.
$1,000.
It was. He
so
said it
probably
was his
not
birthday.
gonna have that
Yeah,
again.
but
Sure.
if you found out what type of bottle it was, you
Red?
could
Probably
find something
not.
similar
Red.
that's cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. What I love.
Danced on my tongue
Oh.
when I tell you
Oh.
this was the most insanely wonderful flavor of liquid that I've ever tried in my life. It had no bite to it. It was just perfection. But I've never even come close to trying that again, sadly. So
But I think he had a huge
The
crush
quest-
on
the
you. He
quest
saw
continues.
Rachel and he goes,
That is
"Oh,
goals.
well, we'd always
So
go in there
good.
because Rachel was running track at U of
ever
A,
since
Sure.
then, I'm like,
and she was on scholarship and running track and chip baseball
I
and
wanna
Cal
like
Poly.
it.
But
I'll bring
anyway,
it around to you
so we
sometime.
go in there whenever I come into town, and whenever he saw her, he'd bring a special bottle, and I'd be like,
Oh.
"Oh my gosh!" And he
He
was very
didn't have a
handsome,
crush.
but
He was just very
she had a
passionate
boyfriend
about.
and he had a
No, he
girlfriend.
was 100% passionate about
he
food and
didn't
wine.
care anything about her, but he
When he
brought
would
over
talk
only
about
when she would
food,
show up $1,000
doesn't
bottle of
matter.
wine.
You just said it was his birthday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was his birthday, and
You're like
he was just one of
creating
those
these
people.
crazy narratives in your
he was one
head.
of
No, but
people-
other times he brought other nice wines. But anyway, let's get back to our wine tasting. So we are going to be talking about. We're going to segue.
Yeah, segue.
Well,
So we're gonna
I'll
segue
kind
into-
of wrap up a little bit more about
Yes.
like, so that level 1 gives you like the knowledge of like someone expressed it like you're running a mile. So now you've ran the mile. So then when you go to take level 2, not only do you still need to know the mile that you ran, but you also have to dig another mile to 2 miles below it to be able to reach the second tier. So for that, like that certification, it's actually completely different in the sense that it requires blind tasting theory.
Okay, tell us
Service.
what is blind tasting?
You can't cheat that at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There's no having your friend stand behind the laptop with the flashcard after the guy goes away. What's that?
I really want to know what happened.
I've never done that.
Never.
She's
So
gonna
blind
be
tasting-
taking the SOM test, and they're gonna like check her area, and she's like, "See no flashcards," and Diane's gonna be across the street out the window, like holding up signs.
Comes out of the laundry basket.
That's so funny.
That one taste dry.
Why do you keep looking up from the screen? No reason.
Or what about all the
I think I'm
tattoos
gonna
all over
sneeze.
your legs with all the kinds of wines there are?
She has the whole list on her thigh.
So for level 2,
girlfriend.
so blind tasting would
You
be
don't have time to look at
where
your
they have
That'd be
the
spend more
wines.
time getting the tattoo than it would take to learn the information.
Yeah,
Be an incredible level of stupid. But it'd be funny.
But I think we're all smart. I think we could do this. And hey, I'm going to challenge both of you. Hey,
No,
I'll pay
I'm
for it
good.
if you guys want to take those tests and study.
If I get more of that good wine, I'm down.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that's-
More
that makes
opportunities
sense.
to taste that good
Hey,
wine
it
or
looks good on
something
your
else
record.
like that.
It looks good on your record. Like
Yeah.
I'm impressed with you that you're a level 2 SOM. That's a big
I
deal.
truly just wanted to learn about what it was that like is happening
amazing.
when I order something off the menu or like walking down the aisles, what I'm grabbing, what I'm picking. Like it's wild. There's so many.
There
And-
is. There is.
It doesn't have to be
So
such
true.
it doesn't have to be such a secret. It was just something that you sat down, learned, and then went through the portions. And for me, I took it because it also gave me a guideline. Like I had 6 months to take that level 1 test. Like I had to sit down and go through it and study. And then for level 2, it took me 3 years from 1 to
Oh,
2
wow.
Wow.
to
Meaning you get 3 years or?
no, I took to study to
Okay.
be able to build up because
Wow.
this wasn't just
3
the
years.
yeah.
It's wild how many different types of wine there are.
Yes.
So many,
and
and
you-
mine-
So many
It's
grapes.
so cute because Chet knows a lot now because we've done a
See?
lot of wine shows. He knows a lot more than you, sweetheart.
So
Because-
I'm fine with that as long as I can get that,
I mean-
that one good bottle. That's all that matters.
Because we do a lot of wine shows. I
And I do
mean,
have a
the
question
bottle.
actually on the same vein of this bottle, this mystery bottle that was so good. What potentially could be going on to make one taste that much better than another one? Is it the age, or is it like how they make it? Like your favorite wine that you've ever tried. Can you tell us about it? And then like what makes it that way? Like what makes it like the best?
that's a good question.
I'm so curious.
That's a great
Okay.
question.
So everything goes into that one bottle that you have. It's mind blowing. It starts from when they planted that plant, where they planted it, the soil it's growing in,
Terroir.
the terroir,
The type of grape.
what type of grape, how long that grape like has been aging, right? Like growing, because it takes 3 years before they can actually take the actual grapes to process into a bottle, because it has to grow the roots and take part. It takes, is it a good year of weather? Is it a bad year of weather? And then once it's just picked from the grapes, how, right? Is it mechanically picked off the grapes or is it hand picked? And then how are they going to take it to the winemaker? And I think that's what's been so mind blowing for me to understand is like, there is a set standard for what like the court recognizes as like a Chardonnay, and a Chardonnay from France or a Chardonnay from California. And there's a clear indication. They teach you these skills so when you're doing your blind tasting you can start to identify. But the beautiful part is then once you build out that branch, you get to see the signature touches of each producer, each winemaker, and everything that they have to like bring the nuances. So every single bottle is completely different, and I think that that's when you start dialing in like, oh, I enjoy this, I like it crisp, I like it had high tannins, I like it to have, you know, a full body, I like this and that. So it just really is on a big scale of things that are going on, you know. And then it could be as simple as like this bottle that we drank today could be really good, or it could have had not been cleaned very well.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like it wasn't steriled. And
Like-
then
like
it
the actual bottle?
Yeah, the bottle, or there could have been something in the
Interesting.
cork. It could have been tainted.
Yeah.
But it's just that one bottle that you opened up. It,
And
but
then
it
it's
doesn't
not
mean the
quaffable?
whole. Is that what?
And then it's not quaffable, drinkable.
You probably
She
wouldn't
loves that
enjoy
word.
it.
I do. I learned that on one of the shows. Quaffable means drinkable with wine.
I'm learning today too. But so I think that's the nuances, and that's what I've learned. So for me, I'm very humbled to get the experience to see what those things are, and I'm starting to understand what that really brings. So for me, I'm still jumping around on what I like, what I don't like. So
Well, I actually
fascinating
think
how complex it is and how many different factors go into like changing the flavor or different profiles of the actual glass. of
I
wine.
actually
Yeah,
challenged
the-
you,
the
Rachel.
one that
I
you-
think you'd be a good
the
son.
one
because
that you
she
tried
doesn't-
is-
she wouldn't drink it all.
The
She'd
one that you
drink and
tried
sit
is
and
probably like a different type, like
Seriously.
it probably was like a Pinot Noir
Did
or
you do
something
it?
that you hadn't really had before, or just a different flavor profile of that type that you hadn't had before. Because there's like a
It was so radically delicious
uh,
compared to everything else. I
Merlot is
tried. I
gonna
was like,
taste so different
This
from
is
a
talking, should we
We need to go.
Pinot
Pour
Noir is gonna
I
taste
think
different
so,
from a
because we only have-
Cabernet.
okay, so
that plate.
let's start
like,
with,
"Do you remember what
which-
one you drank on your
So-
birthday 5 years
so-
ago?"
I'm sure
I need it. Ding, 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 ding. So we're gonna pour her first Spanish wine, and we're gonna keep talking about Somm and how to be a Somm.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
we'll do
But we all need this in our glasses so we can start sipping on this. Who wants to go first?
Will it ruin it if
here.
we pour it in the existing one a little bit?
No,
probably you probably want to just
Just
sip it
sip
up as
everything.
much as possible.
Sip-
Yeah, you don't want
no
to.
drips.
Should have brought
Gulp
a
it.
little. Should have brought a couple more. So Kinga asked for some thoughts on what we could do. I actually just traveled to Spain and got to do some hair things. That's what our salon
Ooh.
provides, international
Wow.
classes. So every 2 years we travel. So Barcelona was where we went for 7 days. Thank you.
That's awesome.
And so
I'm
with-
glad you returned without talking with a lisp. Some people go there and they're like, Barcelona.
it is Barcelona.
I was in
Catalonia.
Barcelona.
Is
I
that
had my
really
beach stung like a
Yes.
tongue.
Yes. They have 4 different dialects of Spanish.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
I'm
It's
glad
very
you still
different.
talk about. No, when I was in Spain, I didn't partake in that at all. I pronounced all of my S's and C's normally.
Wait, how do they
It's so-
say it?
Barcelona or like Ibiza. Like it's,
Really?
Yeah, they sound like they have
They
peanut
do?
butter in their mouth. It's stupid. It's because some king had a speech impediment like 300 years ago. Now
No,
they,
it's
or
like how
400.
Mike Tyson would say it, Barcelona.
But it was the king. No, literally, but the king had that, so he forced everybody to do it.
Is
Now,
that true?
Yes,
Is that a true story?
that whole region. Yes,
Really?
yes.
I did
Okay.
not
No,
know
no,
it was from
no,
the king.
no, yeah, and they literally look at you.
Barcelona.
They look at you
No,
stupid if you're like Ibiza. They're like Ibiza. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna talk like your speech impediment king from 300 years ago. No,
Wait, so
we
When
don't
did
all
you
have to.
go?
Like what?
When did you visit?
2019.
Oh, very cool.
He went with one of his girlfriends to a big Europe trip all over.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why is that an important detail?
I don't know. I wish I would have gone too.
That's so creepy.
No, I
The
mean,
third wheel with your
I
son.
wish I would have gone. No, not with you guys. I wish I would have gone to some of the places that I haven't gone that you went to.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, you will?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I legitimately wanted to go back this last summer.
And
but
you
it's
will
been
too.
working.
I'll go. Yeah.
Oh, the only
You
thing
guys
is,
are
I
gonna be like on the Eiffel Tower, like we're having more fun.
Okay, so what are we?
So one of the
Where were
grapes
you?
in Spain is Albarino. So this is from Risha Spices. It's got some high acidity. I saw you quench over there. Like,
Oh, I love
little
it.
bite.
Hello.
So it's a fresh crisp.
I
with
love
a
that.
lemon
I think it
zest,
tastes delicious.
Okay, wait,
white almonds, and signature touch for Albarinos has like a sea salt salinity to it. And a lot of people tend to see some
This one?
yeah.
so I feel like there's less sugar in this, or less sugars, because it doesn't seem as sweet, which I love. And this is Sherry, you know, Martin and Sherry. Martin's one of the co-hosts of the show.
Mhm.
This is their favorite wine, is Albarino. They're always like, whenever we drink wine, they're like, we want
So that-
Albarino.
Is not the specific bottle. That's a type of wine.
The style
Yes,
of the grape.
the grape. The grape is Albarino.
Sweet.
I
Yes.
love the taste of this one so much better than the scent, interestingly.
See,
The scent
Mhm.
smells kind of sharp, and then the taste is very smooth.
It is very
It is
sweet.
very sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
and I had
Yeah.
never even heard of Albarino before as a wine.
See,
I
and
would
I only
guess
know
that's like a
about
bird species, Albarino. Yeah.
it
Like-
does
Like
sound
an
like a bird
albatross?
species. But I only know about it because Martin and Sherry. Whenever Sherry's with us, she's like, "I want an Albarino," and then an Albarino.
Yeah,
right?
she does. Yes.
She always says Albarino,
But they have
right?
one at Hillstone too. But
They
it's
do.
Not from Spain. It's from Napa.
Exactly, but it's the Albarino grape, but it's in Napa. But
Ooh,
anyway.
it's interesting. The acid part isn't like overpowering because I hate ones that are where the acid taste is overpowering.
Yes, I
Because
agree.
it always ends up making me have like acid reflux too,
Oh, you want
and that's nothing else gives me that. So
So this one's kind of
TMI.
nice for like your mid-afternoon hot on the summer porch kind of drinks. It pairs really well with like your quince. It pairs really well with like your seafoods, your ceviche or light meats, and also your white flaky fish.
So
Halibut.
is this a summer sipper?
Yeah.
Summer sipper.
Summer
and it's kinda
sipper.
nice. I mean, if you enjoy like your Pinot Grigios, this one's got a little bit more of that fruit coming forward. So it's an easy transition to try something new. And then if you enjoy Sauvignon Blancs, this also translates really well as something new, but it doesn't have the pyrazinic like bell pepper or jalapeno or your asparagus. But it
It's not
is
as spicy.
correct. And it gives those mouth feels like if you bit into it. Sometimes the Sauvignon Blanc's like a bell pepper.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yes,
agree.
it is true.
So-
Yes.
This is a nice one if you need to slide and try something. That's kind of where the kind of falls in between. But the saline on this one is really what kind of gives it that different touch to it. Of course, it's
Interesting.
like right there next to the ocean.
So saline. Okay, so salt.
Yeah.
I love
Sea
that. Ooh.
Yep, it goes really well with oysters.
I feel like I get an aftertaste of salt with this.
That's what we had it with. I was with Martin and Sherry at Buck and Ryder. I'm gonna plug Buck and Ryder. Gabe, let's hashtag Buck and Ryder. We were eating oysters. We were eating oysters at Buck and Ryder, and that's the last 3 weekends in a row. They were like, let's have Albarino at Buck and Ryder with our oysters. So there you go. We pair it with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah.
I
So
love this one, honestly. I'm like very picky. Like honestly, sorry, Chet, the one that you brought was maybe not my cup of tea, but for a white wine, this might be the most like delightful one I've ever tried.
Isn't it great?
It's very,
it's
very good.
interesting.
it's very
So
Cheers.
this
nice.
one
I like
I
it
like
too.
And what does this
I like how
cost?
it's like
I like it.
mild.
So this
but
one
it's still
costs around
flavorful.
$21. I found it at Total
wow.
Wine. I chose some really easy grabs off the shelves because I feel like I like a Wednesday afternoon drink. I can't always afford your ton.
Yeah. I would have never tried that.
What is it called? What's
Right
the name
place,
of it?
right
So it's
time.
Ponzo de la Morera.
Okay, what is it?
We'll have to put that on there.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We have to start selling feet pics to buy bottles like that.
Oh my.
Paso
Say Lemon.
de la Maro? Okay, so we have to have this, give this to Gabe so he can already write this
on
one
it.
down.
Put my
Okay.
boyfriend's feet on.
Just
No
make
one
sure
will
one of
know.
the- one of
Here,
the
here you
little
go. Do you want to take a picture of it and do you want to have another sip of it?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You
It's
can,
so
you can
good.
have the rest
So
of it.
you
It's yours.
you were
Wait, do we have a
enjoying.
glass or Gabe? We always get Gabe drunk in here.
Oh yeah, Gabe needs a
I
glass.
need a glass.
Gabe. Glass of Gabe.
I've been waiting. I'll go grab
Can you
one.
get a plastic glass for you, please?
You never
We don't
make
have any
Gabe
more.
watch us. So we make
That's
him
my fault. I said
participate.
6. Sorry.
Mhm.
No,
I
no.
don't know where
Gabe
it is.
knows. Gabe will get it.
How
No,
do
Gabe will
you
get it.
the
He has to
different
listen to us
flavors?
bitch at
Like
each
the
other. He should at least
jalapeno,
get
lemon,
drunk.
like how do they make those into flavors, like in the wine?
So the
Good question.
grapes are actually what are the signatures. No one squeezes like a lemon into
Yeah.
the juice.
Good question.
I've actually been on a wine tour when someone asked that, and all questions are good. So that's not what happens. Actually, just sometimes a lot of like the grapes themselves, the anatomy, the type of skin, the texture, how long they sit on the grapevine, and when they get cut off too, like how much sugars are in there, create some of the different. Also, what's surrounding, like you sea salts. I mean, the ocean is picking up off the sides there that you're gonna get a lot of that salinity kind of essence to it, and it's already on the skins and when they press it.
So can wine get smoky? Like for example, in Santa
Yes.
Barbara after these fires,
So
and the
terrible.
smoke is going that way.
yes.
Can those grapes get like? Will you taste smoke in the wine?
One of those grapes will probably be ruined.
Will
Do they
will
ever-
any of them be?
Thing.
Is it against the rules to like wash them off before they make them into wine?
Good question.
I'm sure they do give it a good rinse, but it does.
It
like,
soaks
just like,
in.
yeah.
It
It's
saturates
so,
into the
saturate
plant.
in,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
I mean, think about it just like a fruit, right? So if you have an
Yeah.
apple or if you have
Mhm.
peaches out there or anything like that, it's gonna absorb
Yeah.
those
Even like
things
our
into it.
bodies do that.
Yeah, true. Like
So-
on your skin.
Yes, exactly.
So
Very
and like when you're
Important.
in Australia, I mean they have eucalyptus trees everywhere. So some of those oils in the air travel and get onto the skin and give them that eucalyptus kind of taste too. So,
I've heard people say that the wine tastes like eucalyptus, so that's interesting.
so
Yeah.
That is
there's
very
tons of different
fascinating.
aspects, and then like what they use to ferment in, right? So if it's gonna be a steel or if it's gonna be a wooden, like aging. So your barrels, right? French oak, or
But if you-
American. So
If you ever are in
Stainless steel.
Australia, don't taste the eucalyptus because it's poisonous. So
Good job. Good job for you to tell us that.
yeah.
But you can drink wine that has a slight eucalyptus flavor.
The only creature that can eat it are koalas, and they have like some special enzyme that lets them break it down.
Some girl's gonna be
Toxic.
listening to this episode and she's gonna go like, I need to get hold of that Chet. He's funny.
All I did was add a random fact about eucalyptus and koalas.
Well, we're all laughing.
All that is adding more information.
So you're in Spain, and are you there just to taste the wines? Are you there with your boyfriend that you just moved in with?
Yeah.
Are you there on business, cutting hair and the art? Are you there to paint? What were you there for?
Well, I get to experience all of that, so I'm going
Okay.
to take aspects of all of that. But my
Okay.
main purpose is the salon sent us to actually do education. So we were there for 6 to 7 days, and it's 2 full days commitment from 9 to 5 of cutting with an elite. We went to the Wella studio there, and they cross trained us, and the salon paid for that private education for us, and
Wow.
then
Stop it.
free the other days. So I took
Amazing.
Wow.
Was
Wow.
anybody else awake at 9 a.m. in Spain? Because when I was there, nobody wakes up until like 11 or
It
12.
closes
The way to
down. Isn't that unbelievable?
Oh, yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
are quiet. It's like crickets.
Well, everything just gets started later and it goes so short, and then everybody goes out like at night at like midnight. It's so much later.
Wow.
Did you find that to be true?
It's absolutely true. And I
Did
was
you
very
follow the
grateful there were enough
crowd,
coffee
or
shops
did you
still
do your own
available.
thing?
I'm sorry.
Did you follow the crowd, or did you do your own thing?
We definitely went some of the sightseeing, the Sagrada de Familia. We saw some of Gaudi's work. We walked around quite a bit, and then we branched off for a couple days. One of them we went to Girona, which is come on, Game of Thrones. Anybody?
Oh, I love Game of Thrones so
Come
much.
on. Okay.
I love it.
Got to see the stairwell where they
Wow.
did shame.
That's
So-
Wait, really? Oh,
Yes.
that's so cool.
It's
It's
so
a
cool.
huge cyclist town, so to be able to see people in their gear walking around in these shops and everywhere you look, I mean, Spain, like tapas is originated from there, so like you just eat from one place and you jump to the next, and I'll take a tinto like wine and just jump in and get out. I mean, it's unbelievable experience, from culture to smells to sights to history. And then we did take a sailing trip.
Who's we?
My boyfriend and some of the team.
So he
members.
was there.
Yeah,
I
of
thought it was,
course, yeah.
oh, I thought it was
Oh
just the
yeah,
hairdresser.
you got a good.
My mom's like, we
Why
need the
would you
romance
not?
part of the story. Spill the tea.
Let's do it.
Well, they just bought a house together. It's
That's
new. It's
awesome.
it's brand new.
So then we did a vineyard tour, and I mean, it's unbelievable. This little vineyard is just tiny, and they handpicked everything. Only 7 people were working there. They manufacture bottles like in labels and everything in
That's
this little
crazy.
tiny
It's
little
amazing.
bodega. So it's very beautiful if you get the chance to go, and it's why I studied wine. Like, I wanted purposes to travel. I wanted to see and be excited about different things. So
And
this
part of it
drove
was because
that.
of your mom, I thought.
Oh God, my mom is a super taster. Hey mom, I
I
love you.
Let's talk about your mom for a second.
She's
I know you talked
amazing.
about your
Oh,
mom.
my mom's amazing. She raised the 3 of us
See?
girls,
Mhm.
and
Take some notes,
super
girls.
taster. So
Right.
watch out. That girl's got great taste in wine.
Ooh, have dinner
So-
with her sometime.
We should. We should definitely do that.
Well, we'll have to do a
Sign me
future
up.
show with your
That's
mom.
right.
We'll have to include your mom. That'd be super cute.
Well, I'll reach out.
Because you told me that she inspired you, and I think that's
that
so.
would be really
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Do a follow-up
Yeah.
episode with her on.
Yeah, because
Oh,
her
yeah.
mom is not a som, but she knows a lot about wine and food pairing with wine,
Yeah.
and that's what got her excited. So that's cool. I
Very
love
lucky.
She's an intuitive psalm.
it. Yes, yes, she is an intuitive song.
She may have to jump in with you guys and do the some stuff
Yeah.
so she can catch up.
You guys will all be like,
Let's do it. I'm so in. I'm so in. Oh my god. All right.
So I brought another one
for
too.
blind tasting.
Should we? Let's go to our second wine.
So
already
are
did my blind
Albarinos
tasting.
mostly only found in Spain then? Or
That's a good
Only-
question.
because I've never
Chet had a
heard of
good question.
Albarino
Listen.
before, so it must be kind of.
Okay, the only reason why I know about Albarino is Sherry Lemon is like
But you already
Albarino,
talked about
Albarino,
this.
Albarino. That's all she
But I'm
knows about
asking a
Albarino.
specific question about Albarinos. Is it like a very like specific regional grape then, or is it like grown all over the world?
That's a good question.
So it's grown all over the world, and
Okay,
you're starting
cool.
to see it pop up. Like they shared, Diane, you
Napa.
guys did it in Napa.
At
yeah.
Hillstone, yeah, they have a.
They have a bottle of Albarino,
That's
but
grown in
they
Napa.
only have the one from California, from
Shout
Napa.
out
So how does the
Hillstone.
terroir differ from in that bottle? Have you tried it? Or like
We
how does
tried
it
it.
how
It
does
was
it taste
excellent.
different than this one?
It tastes different. It's
This is better.
This is more smooth.
You're writing like a love letter.
And
It's
a
more
little bit
balanced.
balanced on the palate, but the other one is a little more citrusy, and you still get the salt.
And this has a
So-
little more saline.
Mhm.
So you do get that one's good too, but it would be probably good with seafood. But
Mhm.
it's different than this one, completely different.
Totally different.
I feel like
In fact-
salty is the better word to use than saline. Saline sounds like we're doing a medical.
Well, is that only
procedure.
copying her?
It's like
That was her word.
it's not like salt like you use on the salting a steak, but it's more like saline, like the
That's just
the
salt water.
Yeah,
But
it's
Chet,
looser. It's not
that-
as spicy.
Yeah, but
There
it's
are
not
terms
like
that these
saltwater implies it's like
sommeliers
super
use,
salty. Saline
like
is
saline.
just it has a slight twinge of there is some salts there, but it's not straight up salty.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
clarify it.
That's
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
Yes. I like
So
it.
should we
Just
pour
a
the second wine so we can all get tasting
Yes,
for?
of course we
I'm
should.
We're gonna have time.
Question about the
Oh,
grapes.
okay, okay. She wants to
Oh,
finish
Is this the
it.
second
So-
one or the first
I'll pass this
yeah,
around.
you're starting
Or
to
third
see
one, I mean.
Albarino pop up a lot
That's the
more.
third
It's
one.
just a
Wait a
signature
minute.
grape to Spain. That
Okay,
is just
hold on. We're
identified,
answering the
and
Albarino question.
They really dial it in, like if you wanted to know what it looks like, and then again, it branches off, and producers are doing many different things.
Well, so I just pronounced it Albarino. So it's like a you roll the
Enye.
N.
There's an Enye.
Oh, so we've been pronouncing it wrong. So it's even more fun to say.
Albarino.
And so it's-
Albarino.
so it's
Albarino.
Barcelona.
I've been saying Albarino like some
Albarino.
gringos.
Oh my God.
Albarino.
Albarino.
I'll take a Albarino and a tapa.
Hold on, I missed the answer. So is Albarino
Mhm.
originated in Spain, but now it's people are growing those grapes elsewhere?
She just answered that everywhere.
I know, but everybody was talking and I couldn't hear. So.
Yeah, I mean,
All you had to do was
you're gonna
listen.
see them in other spaces, just like you see Cabernet and you see, Chardonnay grown in different places. People are starting to pick it up, but that's where it's just signature grown, and that. The
So like
Masters
champagne's only in
reference
Champagne,
it
but people are making sparkling wine everywhere.
everywhere. Yep.
Everywhere. Okay.
I have a
It's
question.
ubiquitous.
Ah, there we go.
I have a question.
Let's
Is
hear it.
there any case of a like non-native grape
Okay.
like being grown in like another part of the world? So like let's say we bring the Albarino to another country and grow it there. Is there any case of like a non-native grape moving to another place and actually creating a product that's more well liked due to the
That's a great
conditions in
question.
that location? Is that ever or
Great
even not
question.
necessarily like a better product, but just a different flavor that kind of took on its own way there?
I think classic. I mean, just like
Give us an example.
Cabernet is just taken from France is not the same as Cabernet in California, and yes, and they're identified as two different styles, two different things.
Mhm.
But the grapevine itself is the same vine, but now
Yeah.
experiencing what they call terroir, right? And also the winemakers creating that space. So terroir is like a French word that encompasses so many things that we can't even put English words to it. It's
But
your
tell us.
weather, your like climate,
Soil.
your soils. Yep.
The
And
smoke.
the smokes.
So
and
it's
Even
all
like the
dynamics.
bacteria and mold and everything in the
Yes.
Is
area.
it kind of like the total world surrounding that grape and that plant, like all the possible environmental factors and
Yeah.
anything that could possibly affect that
Yes.
grape in that corner of the world?
Yeah.
That's a good way to
And
say
then
it.
they also
Crazy.
will bottle sometimes if it's a significant year. Like our next wine is like a Grand Reserva, so it's identified as one of the like big years that produced really well and is a signature that they bottled it and labeled it different. So there's specialty wines that they do also just from year to year. So It depends on the vineyard and where they are and how they want to recognize it. But yes, I mean
So
that's what
It's
makes it
actually
so
so
signature.
fascinating.
What's this
It
next one
is
we're doing?
so
Oh, yes.
Very
So
Okay, yes.
the-
Thank you, Diane. So Dr. Diane's asking the question. Say it again. 'Cause
I said, what's the next one we're tasting?
what are we tasting
The
now?
next one is Lon Grand Reserva, and it is actually a Tempranillo, and it's gonna have a profile of cherry, plum, dried figs, leather, and then also your tobacco and vanilla. So
I taste tobacco. I taste
I can-
leather. I taste vanilla. What do you
vanilla.
taste?
Yeah, I taste the vanilla for sure. That's
Vanilla?
when I
It smells
swirl
of
it, that's
leather
what I
bound.
smell.
What do you?
Special.
So just so you know, Dr. Diane, when she was going to med school in Stanford, at Stanford Med School, and you did the residency and all
At
that,
Stanford.
she was
Med
always
school.
in Napa and Sonoma, learning all about those wines, and that's how she is also. That's why I'm excited for us to do the
I think that's gonna be
level
so
one
much
som
fun.
and level 2
It's gonna be
because I
super
think
fun.
she's gonna ace it. Boom,
Yeah.
boom. Ah, I'm ready for master.
great.
Oh, yeah. Not a master now.
Diane's gonna ace it.
Oh, I think she is going to.
Is gonna need to
She
get
is.
a tattoo.
No,
of
no,
her
no, no.
list of her own. That has all the flavor notes.
Trust me, she's gonna ace it. Let's go.
I'm confident in her as well.
Not so much of me, but let's see. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Let's see.
All right.
You might have to stop drinking so much wine to remember this information.
Where's the fun in that?
Exactly. Love
Yeah,
you.
we didn't bring a spit cup, okay?
Spitters
Love
are
you.
quitters.
Oh,
would
love
try and be
you.
like, "Yep, there's alcohol."
I
in
did
there."
bring one if we needed it. I brought one if we needed it. It's over there. But
The
I-
nose
we have
on this
another
is
part of
very
the
This is
interesting.
delicious.
Yeah, the nose
Yeah.
is
No,
very.
I love this.
Wow.
Wow.
Like kind of
Yes.
sweet, but I don't know.
So it's aged for
Mm.
over 5 years, and it's a blend of your American and your French oak kind of space, and it's gonna give you like high tannins, and again like those deep cherries and your figs, and then
Mm.
the sweet vanilla is coming from the oak, and the tobacco too is coming from your oak.
Yeah, almost has a similar nose to
Mm.
some like bourbons. I think I've smelled.
Mm.
So this is really
Wow.
Really
delicious, paired with like
Yes.
your Mexican food, spices,
really yummy.
and tacos.
This is incredible.
and- oh yeah,
Wow.
tomato-based
Mm.
pastas is really
Look at this.
delicious with it too. And this one usually
Maybe a
runs
chili?
about $30 total
chili?
wine.
So $30 total
Oh,
wine.
inside.
Lyra,
Yeah.
$30 total wine.
Wow. Okay.
And then we're doing a 2016. They also have a
take a picture of
2017.
that?
But
I want to take one too.
so this one's specifically called your Gran Reserva. And what's beautiful about Spain is that they actually label like what it is happening on the outside of the grape. So our label outside. So Gran Reserva tells you how many years it's been aged, and then it goes from Joven, Cervenza, and Reserva, and then your Gran Reserva. So it's tiered, and it goes from your 2 years of aging, which is 6 months in oak, or 3 years in aging, which is only 1 year in oak, or the Gran Reserva is 18 months in oak, but also aging in oak.
So this tastes so much more. I mean, this tastes like $100 bottle of wine. It's so
It's
delicious.
$30, girlfriend.
Wow.
We're gonna have a good night. Deal.
Woo! Woo!
Oh wow. That's
So how did you pick this specific one? Did you drink this there?
This is like a household
never
favorite of ours.
It's your favorite. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So we
so
all
good.
have to take pictures.
Price
of it.
point is good. It pairs
Oh,
really
you're
well
right.
with some of those tomato based, and
a little extra.
we just enjoy opening it. It's consistently amazing for
And your
us.
husband loves it. I mean, boyfriend.
Yeah, so
I
this is one
have-
of his favorites too.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay,
I,
good, go.
I have a question. Is there? I know, being someone who does not know anything about aging, I just know that it is aged. Is
Yeah.
there? What is the goal of aging? Like, what
Good question.
flavors are you after for doing that? Is there like a uniform outcome of aging? Like all aged wines get this flavor, or is it kind of
Good questions.
something that's kind of you play by ear and you're kind of gambling with? I'm just so curious.
And they're more expensive, aren't they?
They can be on the higher because of the time that has to spend and the process that the winemaker goes
Gotcha.
for it. But the addressing why they age is the grapes tend to unfold and give you your first and your secondary and your tertiary like flavors. Being able to sit in that vat and also sitting in those oaks, they're able to really absorb a lot more, which takes like your I mean, if you took a grape and you ate it in your hand, it's gonna be bright and it's gonna be like cherries and strawberries and things like that. So when you put it in that space where it gets to sit in that oak, it gets to deepen. It has layers and it has different like depth to it.
Interesting.
So and then the
It's
different
changing
scales,
a little bit.
it changes it
And the finish,
dramatically.
right? And the finish, the way it finishes.
Mm-hmm. The tannins on it. Yep.
Mhm.
So why does it make it more expensive when it's aged?
Patience.
I like it.
I'm
What's
like,
your
the grape
answer?
is right here.
Well,
You
yeah,
can just
because
pop
it
it in
takes
your
more
mouth
years
and
to
go.
get it to market.
It's a limited
When you get it
supply.
right.
You can't make more of it.
They only
Yeah.
bottle.
You have to have a
winemaker
time
bottles
machine.
it when
Yeah.
he thinks it's right,
Correct.
and it
Sure.
could be years.
Could be
Okay.
past. Those are just set, like the ones that I kind of rambled off are like what Spain laws like register as a Grand Reserva. Doesn't mean that's how long it sat really inside there or when they decided the bottle. It comes down to the wine.
Because I don't know if people know, but she's a wine collector, and
Oh,
Dr. Diane has a huge collection of wine.
I do.
And I was very thankful. We still haven't drinking it yet for my birthday.
Yeah.
She gave me a very special bottle of wine that's very expensive, and we still have not drinking it. But one of these days, I want to.
What are you waiting for?
Yes.
Oh, well, she has to be
An
there.
asteroid could hit tomorrow, and you'll
That's
go,
true.
"Why the fuck did I collect all this shit? I could have drank it."
Oh,
What
that's what
the
we. Yeah,
fuck?
that's true. So
They'll
we,
call you over, Chet. Don't worry.
Yes, I'll come help.
anyway, we'll drink it. We'll do another special wine tasting show.
Yes.
Yes, and we'll include you.
Well, I would love to be welcomed back. It's been such a joy meeting you guys, and thank you for
Well, we
having
still
me.
have another 9 minutes.
Well,
We're not done.
all right.
But
Like, what do you got for me?
It has been such a fun time just hanging out, chatting.
Yes.
I want to
It's been
ask
really
everybody,
fun.
what would they rate the Albarino versus the Rioja? How do you pronounce Rioja?
So this is a Lon. It's a Grand Reserva, and it's based like it's a Tempranillo.
Okay,
So when
okay,
you ask that, it's a Tempranillo. Rioja is where it's made in the region.
okay. Because on my text it said Rioja,
The Rioja.
and I said Rioja,
Region.
but it's
It's the
Rioja.
region.
But
Yep.
Tempranillo is
The
grown
finish of
in
this one is
Rioja.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that? Tempranillo is grown in Rioja. We have to know this for our
Rioja.
SOM test. We
Rioja.
have to take the SOM test.
And there's numerous amount of different.
All right, who's
grapes
gonna be
that
my
are there.
flashcard holder? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm short and
I want to just learn this. It's good for our brain cells.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's prestigious.
I'm kidding.
It's
The
impressive.
Albarino is probably my favorite. It was just so unique, and it was cool being exposed to Albarino for the first time. So
Well,
like
Chet
a
is a
redneck.
white wine drinker. He prefers it.
Oh,
I like
there you go.
rosé too.
Yes.
You're so smart. She knows Chet. She knows
well,
Chet.
no, I actually really liked the Rioja. Very good.
And what about Lyra?
I'm-
What were your preferences? And
I've never ever liked red wine before. I haven't had very many, but I did really like this, and I thought it was very smooth coming down. But the aftertaste was a little tangy. I'm not sure, but it wasn't bad. But it was just different flavors all at once. But I'd say the white wine is probably my favorite.
And Lyra,
It's just
you're
so
also a
unique.
hairdresser. You're also an artist, and we can tell that by the way you're dressed. I love your little sleeves. That's super cute.
Cute.
And you do a great job cutting Rachel's hair.
Thank
Woo! So Rachel, let's go to you. What was your preference between the Albarino or the
Albarino.
Albarino?
I
Or
was
the-
actually pretty shocked. I normally kind of despise white wines and only will reach for a red, but this time my
Wow.
taste is totally flipped. I loved the Albarino. I just like how it was. It for me, the part of wine that I don't like love and chase after is like the bite aftertaste, which is
Mhm.
probably just the alcoholic aspect of it, along with maybe some other factors that I'm not sure what I'm experiencing. They're just happening on my tongue, and it's a little shocking. But in this case, I found the Rioja to be a little bit biting at the end. Like I liked the
I
start
love
of
that.
it, and then it kind of
Mm.
came out a little sharp for me at the end. But the Albarino was perfect. Like it kind of had the opposite. It had like a sharp scent to it where I was a little bit shocked at first and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and then as soon as I tasted it, it was super smooth, flavorful, and it did not have any of that bite that I try to avoid with wine. So
So what would you rate it on a scale from
For-
1 to 100?
oh,
1 to 100.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's not what the wine enthusiasts do.
Wow.
That's hard. Okay, I'll do the Rioja. You get a 59. And then
What? That's a
like-
failure.
So like a bad wine, you give like an 82.
Oh, a bad wine.
Yeah, it's not like a report card grade.
Chet
Yeah.
doesn't know
Bad
wine
wine,
yet.
you get a
Chet doesn't know
0%.
wine.
That's what
See, I don't know the
Chet-
100
it's
point
cute.
Yeah,
Chet's on
a
wine.
bad
Did
the
to
wine
100
scale, a
then.
bad wine gets like
Like-
80s.
If it's 82, you're like, throw that away.
Franzia. Franzia.
No, that would be like a 75.
Okay,
Yeah.
Why would they
That's
do
not
80
even
to
wine.
100?
That's like
What's
donkey
one?
bits
That's what
that
I'm
you put in a
saying.
bag for college
Okay,
students.
so now that I know the actual scale, I would give this one an 88, and I would give the Albarino. I almost said Albufeira, which is a part of Portugal. I keep like conflating the two.
We're right there. We're
Yeah,
right there.
I'm close.
She spent a lot of time in Portugal.
I went to a festival in Albufeira
With one of her
so I keep,
boyfriends.
like confusing them. But anyways, I only have one boyfriend. Anyways,
That's true.
I would give the
It's her
Albarino.
ex-boyfriend. You made it sound like she has like multiple boyfriends.
No, she had only, she's had like 3 boyfriends
This
in
was
her
many
life.
years
Yeah.
ago. Anyways, the
in her life.
Albarino, I would give a 92. I was gonna give it a 93, but then I just thought about that other one that I had, and I'm like, oh, it's that one. It's not on that level. It's on another planet.
So the other one you'd give like a 99 or 100 then. So
Oh, the other one that I had that I tried in the past that I was talking about earlier in the episode, I literally would give that 1,000 on a 100-point scale. It literally tasted like a magical elixir. I don't know what it was.
I'll find out
it's
what it is.
confusing.
Yeah,
You
we
didn't
need to
take a
find it.
picture of the bottle then. Like
I'll
if you liked
find
it
it.
that
Okay.
much, how did
He
you
just
not?
he didn't even show us the
But
bottle.
let's get
He
back
just
to
came
this.
over
So
with
what
some
is your
glasses.
scale
Yeah, but if
for-
Maybe it
you're
wasn't
saying it's the
wine.
best thing you've
Just
ever
kidding.
tried, why would you
What's
not
the
say,
scale for your
what the fuck
Albarino?
is this?
So what's your
You're
scale
right.
for your
It's her
Albarino?
birthday. She's probably drinking or something.
What are you gonna? We
Oh,
only
I-
have 4 minutes
I
left.
gave the Albarino a 92.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I think it was really, I loved it a lot too. I would do 90.
Was it quaffable?
Very quaffable.
Okay, so quaffable, and you
It
give
was
it
very smooth. No, it was very smooth.
only 92.
No, I said 93.
Okay.
Yeah. A little higher.
So
94,
93.
you said, actually.
Yeah, she said
94.
94.
Hey,
That's
Clark,
fine.
and what's yours?
I'd give them
Lyra, the hairdresser, the hair artist.
probably a 93 for the white and then a 96.
I love it. 93, 96. Good.
Yeah.
What about Chet?
Um,
We only have
Let's
2
see.
minutes left. 3 minutes left.
the Albarino I'd give a 92, the Rioja a 90, and the Rosé a 90. I thought they were both good.
I love that you brought that. It's so gentlemanly and sweet.
Mhm.
And Sai Sal, the artist, the hair,
Yes.
the artist,
So
the artist, painter,
Mom, you're off key.
and level 2 psalm. What would you rate them?
So for me, I
She's gonna break
I
these
enjoy them.
bottles.
They're about 90s for me. I like them for exactly how they're supposed to be expressed, and
Yes.
I like the price point too, where they sit for things. But I do know that there are incredible producers out there in Spain that I'm sure distributing wise is attainable in some ways, and some ways that we haven't even really here in the States been able to experience. So I'm excited, like, to learn more and try more and do.
That's what
things,
we wanna
but
do
it was
with you.
my joy to bring these for you guys and kind of introduce you
Thank
to them.
you.
We love you.
Thank
We're
you.
so excited that you're here, and we're so
So
excited
grateful.
to have so grateful. And we love you, and we're so excited to have many, many more shows. And I would rate both of those 94 and 95 because you
Give
picked
me like a
them.
pep
Which
talk.
one's which? Which one's
Trying to
94?
hype
Which
us up.
one's
94
95? I'm
for the
dying to know.
Albarino, and
Albarino.
and the Rioja.
Tempranillo.
Oh, Tempranillo, but it's the Rioja area.
Yes.
But you texted me Rioja
She
and
drank too much. She's
Albarino.
starting to slur words. Just called her Albertino.
Anyway, we love you so much, Sai South, and we are learning so much from you. Thank
I
you.
learned a lot.
Thank you
so much.
Did you learn a lot?
I
Very
learned a lot
interesting
too.
Cheers.
facts, for sure.
It
Cheers.
was awesome getting to know you.
Cheers.
and-
Cheers. And we all want to have you do a transformation. We all want to transform our hair. And at Main Attraction,
Well, I have another question
but
for.
Chet needs to be
Wait, I have
transformed.
another.
Let's blonde him up a
Why are you
bit.
trying to turn me Transformer? What? No.
Transformer!
The,
You only have 1 minute
what is
left.
another type of
55
wine?
cuts up.
What's another type of wine that we might not have heard of? Kind of like the Albarino. Like, educate us, because you're such a level 2.
That's smart.
Because I had never heard of that before. What's another type of
Huge
wine that we
wine.
maybe
Yes.
haven't heard that's a
sneaky,
great one that's
delicious
sneaky
one.
out there?
Yeah, I
Especially
love that.
For like a beginner wine drinker.
I
Or
love
an
that.
advanced one.
So
Both.
um,
Both.
We've done like
Yeah.
6 shows on wine and I still haven't